Hi everyone! So a lot of you have actually been requesting to see an updated foundation routine. I haven't done one in a really long time, and I wanted to do a video using foundations that you can buy at the drugstore for people who are on a budget or who just want sort of a less expensive alternative. So I'm really going to show you everything step by step, from applying the primer to the foundation, of course, to concealing, blush placement, bronzer, all that goodness. So if that is something that interests you, then just stay tuned. So first, start off with a freshly cleansed face. So right now I'm not wearing any makeup whatsoever. Now I like to first go ahead with moisturizer. Definitely SPF, absolutely necessary. Just believe me, sun damage is the #1 cause of skin aging. Most of the time I like to use this one. This is the Eucerin 30 Sun Fluid, but I'm trying to use this one up before. So this is the other one that I really like. This is the Eucerin Hydro Protect, and this one has SPF 15. And this is a really nice light gel, kind of like a gel texture that really absorbs fast, and it's oil free. So if you're someone who has really oily skin, this is a really good option for you. So the next product I'm going to use is the Magic Lumi by L'Oreal, and I really like this for a drugstore version of a highlighter. You can use it as an all-over primer, or you can just use it for highlighting certain areas. Just going to get a little bit of that out. It comes in a pump bottle, and just going to dab that all over my face. And this is going to make my skin look kind of shiny. It's going to, as you can see there, it adds like a really nice highlight kind of everywhere. So for foundation, I'm going to be using these two. This is the Revlon Color Stay and the Neutrogena Healthy Skin. The Color Stay is kind of like very sort of a matte finish, and it's quite, you know, intense, and the Healthy Skin is definitely has like a bit more of a glowing finish, and it is lighter. So I kind of just buff these together using the Sigma Flat Top Synthetic Kabuki. It's the F80. This is my favorite foundation brush, and I just kind of stipple that kind of everywhere a bit, kind of just all over, and then I just do little circle motions and kind of blend that in. And because I have applied that primer now, and because I've mixed it with the Neutrogena, this foundation doesn't dry quite as fast. And then you just kind of, I like to put it just right underneath my eyes. That's why I really like this, the flat top. So yeah, I'm just kind of stippling in that foundation and just kind of grabbing a bit more. And what you also want to do is you want to make sure that you kind of bring it down your neck, because that's what a lot of women forget. They kind of just go like this, and then what happens if it's not a perfect match, then it'll kind of just look like there's a line there. So for concealer, there's a few different ones that I am using right now that I'm just trying out from the drugstore variety. So one of them is the Maybelline Instant Age. I think this is called something different in North America. It might be like Age Rewind or something like that. And this kind of has one of those sponge tip applicators. Another one that I'm trying is the Fit Me Concealer by Maybelline. This one has kind of like a light reflecting property. And another one that I'm trying out is the Magic Lumi concealer, which is kind of a copy of, you know, some of those like brightening concealers. So I think I'm just gonna use this one for now. Just gonna apply some of that using that brush, kind of just right underneath my eye and on the inner part right there. And then to spread it, I'm going to use the large shader, the E60 by Sigma. This is kind of a good brush to kind of just feather it out and just to apply it a bit more smoothly. Use the Fit Me for this. I don't know why, but just gonna have a bit of redness right there. Coverage, so it's kind of just, for me, it's not really acne or anything like that. It's more just like redness. If you do have acne, you might need something a bit stronger, like you might need like a more kind of a camouflage concealer to really kind of cover up any scarring and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you'll be happy with any kind of drugstore products if you do have serious skin issues. And sometimes I like to just use my finger just to kind of pat it in as well. That kind of gives like a very smooth finish as well. So if you don't have all these brushes, you can use your fingers and your hands. It's totally fine. Right now I'm using a drugstore powder. This one is by Catrice, and this is in Natural Beige. and I'm just using a really light brush. This is one of my favorite powder brushes. It's by Hakuhodo, and basically I'm just applying this in areas where I would get oily, so just kind of like down the bridge of my nose and my forehead, and then that's pretty much it. And then I would just apply a bit of a different powder just where I applied the concealer, just to set it. And I'm using another drugstore product. This is a German product. It's by Alverde. And I'm using a smaller brush. This is the MAC 224. So now I'm going to apply bronzer. Now I actually don't always use bronzer, but I will use it in this demo just because I know that a lot of people do like to apply bronzer. So the one that I really like is by Barry M. It's the Natural Dazzle. And I'm going to use a big brush for this, but really kind of just tap it off. And what I'm going to do is I'm just kind of sweep it like into my hairline. And if you make that kind of like a fishy face, like it kind of will show you the hollow of your cheek, and that's kind of the area that you should follow. And I like to use like a bigger brush for this because it'll kind of help to blend it out a bit better. And don't bring this in too far, like don't bring it like all the way in here, because that does look kind of fake. So just kind of, you know, work it. You can also apply just some right there. It kind of makes your, you know, it makes it look more defined. And then if you have any bit of unevenness, I just like to take a kabuki brush or something and just kind of go over it and soften that line out a bit. So for blush, it's really up to you, whatever you want to use. I really like for spring this one. This was a limited edition product. It's a peachy, sort of a shimmering blush by MAC, and this is the MSF, or the Mineralized Skin Finish in Stereo Rose. And I'm applying this, this brush is also by Hakuhodo. It's from their, this is the S103, and I just like to apply it kind of onto the cheekbones, sweeping upward, because it does have a little bit of shimmer in it. For the highlight, I want to use a little bit of this new product. This is by the Makeup Store. This is in Venus, kind of like a creamy product. I'm just going to dab some it onto my finger and then just kind of apply it by hand. Just kind of right on top of my cheekbone there, and that just makes it look, I don't know, it just gives like this really nice glow. Okay, so at this point I would just go ahead and finish the rest of my eye makeup and my eyebrows. Okay, so that's it for the finished look. As you can see, the foundation looks really fresh and natural. It doesn't look all like matte and caked on. I think for spring this is really kind of like a more flattering alternative, I guess. So if you guys have any favorite products that you like to use for your foundation or just like face routine, then put that in the comments, because I love getting suggestions from you guys on that and like tips on what to check out and try. So thanks so much for watching, guys. In the meanwhile, check me out on Facebook and on Twitter. I'll put both the links down there. It's really, really fun, free to join, of course. And until my next video, I will see you very soon. Bye, guys.